you know?
You, you
Yeah.
never want a tire to blow up on you.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, I'm recording as well, Mike. And then I'm wondering,
I know. I'm trying.
so as I mentioned, that email link said the meeting had already ended. So I'm wondering if that's
Oh, it's okay. Like, there's nobody reached out to me saying that they can't get in. So, going to um. So we'll see how well this works because the hotel. I found the hotel Wi-Fi bad, and I've got one bar of signal on my phone.
okay.
So,
Well, I've got mine linked too because we ran out of power and I was too lazy to go turn on the generator. So I have my phone linked right now.
so you ran out of power already?
Yeah, yeah. Already ran out of power, so I'm waiting for it to hopefully recharge from the sun.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, as I said, I've sent out reminders, but yeah, David, we were just in DC and I met a bunch of people and sent them all links, but I know it's Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern, so it's early. Yeah.
Well, and we got to make sure we send the right link since there was an issue. There's obviously an issue with the link that's
I,
been
I
feeding it.
just restarted it with the I just restarted it. I just restarted it with the same link.
Okay, okay.
It just I came on 5 minutes early, figured out I had audio issues. David showed up. I couldn't hear him. So I ran back to the, truck and I was like, okay, but I don't have a really good table in here. So it's kind of awkward.
See, this is the link that I used,
Okay.
but I've been using that since I think day one or two.
Yeah, oh, it's the same link, so that's fine. It's just in my account. So
Maybe
if
I tried to
people
join.
show up late,
I'm wondering if I just tried to join when you just jumped off the meeting and I somehow got that glitch of a time in between where you were leaving and I was joining, so it gave me that error message, right?
yeah, no, no. Let me just see. I'm just going to um copy it and then drink.
Yeah, they finally got my internet straightened out. But last night, uh, I was up to about around 11 o'clock. For some reason, even my phone was just blanking out. So I don't know what was going on last night.
This is a time where every time
No,
it
no, no,
starts, it is astrology of weird tech issues. Just keeps coming up, especially for this like next month and a bit. So some of them you might be able to work out, other ones might just magically disappear because we're just in this weird the energy is that there's going to be technology glitches, and that's just how that energy is working right now.
Oh, okay. You're trying to get you. They're trying to get used to AI taking over, huh?
I don't know if AI is taking over, but it's an interesting thing, the whole AI, because it's such a useful tool. Really, where all the flaws come, and the more that I research, the flaws come in the human end of it, that the humans aren't trained on how to actually talk to the AI properly, right? So,
Mhm.
first off, the ones that are people are hurting themselves. Well, what AI is doing is it's mirroring you. So obviously, if you're depressed and in that mindset and you don't know that you're talking, it's just gonna fill you back, like mirroring back that energy, right? So, like, intention when you're using this tool is everything because then you get the reverse where it is super useful to help businesses and help design things and can grab so much information, but we need to know how to talk to it, right? Like, so one of the scenarios I read about was somebody poisoning themselves because they were looking for a salt replacement. Okay, now we've been unfortunately very indoctrinated to not ask a lot of questions and make sure we're getting correct answers. So he asked for a salt replacement, and chat the chatbot he was dealing with, which I think was GPT or whatever, GTP, I always get it backwards. Anyways, it recommended some bromide or whatever, which in industrial use is a replacement to salt, but not something that you would actually add to your food. Which makes me question, like, how he had to go find this bromide. Did he not have questions about it? He never actually asked if, this is edible. So I feel like there's just so many of the weak links is where the themselves don't take the information and look at it, right? Like, it's great, it's pulling it, but we have to teach it how to work. And that was something I was talking about when I went to the few networking events in Dubai, was about we're kind of at this period where I think there's a lot of pushback with AI because people are annoyed because the AI is not trained properly. And my big example is using some wash machines and stuff in New Jersey, right? So we had at the or I guess state campground, they're all digital, the washers and dryers. So you have to go on, put money on your account, and then use the digital app to run it. Okay, fine. Well, the only problem is mine glitches, tells me it's running, takes my $2 to run, but isn't running, right? Now, of course, if you can't go back to anybody because it's a third party app. So I'm dealing with this app trying to go, well, how do I contact somebody about this issue? Because clearly it's not even running. Like, is it going to even fix itself or whatever? And I'm talking to the chat. It takes me like 7 times for it to finally give me an email address. And I'm frustrated because I'm like, I thought it was a parrot when I'm like, human, like I want to talk to somebody. And I'm like, this is frustrating. And as a user using it, you're like, you're making pure profit. You couldn't just make sure you spent some time training your chat, right? So it's this weird thing where in the end, my intention is we're gonna use it, and however, it's like we've got to catch up to learn how to use it properly, if that makes any, like if that makes sense. That's how I personally feel about AI from my own experience. Great things, but it takes us really having to train it and also understand what we're computing, that we ask the right questions.
Right. Yeah, no, I forget who I was talking to. Um, but I kept running that same cycle over and over and over and over and over. I said, I want to talk to somebody. I want to talk to a person. I want to talk to a person.
Hmm.
And they keep saying, I don't understand. And different things like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then, and it is frustrating because you're like, oh my God, I'd rather talk to somebody in freaking India at this point than these AIs that don't even have aren't even, I feel like that. Let's step back because obviously it gets me a little emotionally enraged because it really is this whole thing where it's like, okay, you guys are all investing so much money in AI. You fired humans, you rolled out AI because a lot of people have lost their jobs. Like that's what Mike said at this event, was AI event that we were just at in DC. And he's like, there's people there that are literally, one of them we met, she's actually was living in Calgary. She's actually American, living in Calgary where we were outside in that city, and then moved back to the States because she's been replaced by AI. So she was at this event looking at how to use AI that's replaced her job. So there's people looking like it's replacing people's jobs, but it's not doing a good job because they're literally not rolling it out. It's like it's weird that these businesses are literally just taking AI, putting it in the background, and just think it works, but they're not actually making sure it understands what it's supposed to do for their business, right? And that's going to be the downfall because then you're seeing them rehire staff, and then the staff aren't going to train the AI. They're going to be like, right? Like, no, you're replacing me with it, right? So it's this weird. I think it's going to be the demise of a lot of businesses, and the ones that implement it properly, they will succeed with it. And that's where we're going to go.
Back in the 80s, I,
But
I I was part of a couple people that actually trained the computers how to go from manual to computers back in the 80s,
Yeah.
where I
well,
worked.
this whole push is because they've been using AI in um like it's all come from corporate. It's manufacturing. There's so much stuff out there. And now all these engineers and all of these industries have been trained with automation, but it was always large scale, and now it's accessible to everyone, right?
Yeah.
It's literally accessible to everybody because anyone can go in, train a bot, write a piece of software, make one service linked to another, and you don't need a. It helps if you have a computer science background or you've like made like, but now it's literally you can drag something on top of something else. You can type in a script into a website, and you have a video generated. So now that it's accessible, it's it's accessible to the masses. Like we've been using it for years because voice dictations, AI, like all there's all these implementation, there's all these ways to implement it and leverage it, but it can be done well and it can be done poorly, right? And the
Yeah.
reason everybody is grasping or grabbing onto AI tools is literally cost wise, right? Because we see this huge contraction in the market right now that everybody wants more things done for less money. They want this done, they want this done, they want this done, they want this done. You know, it's funny because I was just at, this AI conference in DC, and a lot of people who were on stage presenting what they've done in the last 4 or 5 years with their AI consulting businesses have literally their previous job was or their previous business was they had virtual assistants. So they had like a team, they had like, a couple hundred, a couple thousand virtual assistants. And the reason they shifted to AI was they're like, hey, like I'm gonna go into business because what's happening is people are training websites, apps, and this stuff to do the graphics, to do copywriting, to do all this type of stuff. And they saw that they were being hired less and less and less to find VAs. So like, wait a minute, I see markets shifting now. So I either learn how to replace my keep humans in employed because they still have humans employed. They're still selling. They had to go and train their VAs to go from a typical VA job to say, hey, now we're going to train people on how to implement all this AI stuff and try to get to the front of the curve rather than falling behind.
Be-
So, um, and it's kind of like looking at any new industry that's emerging. It's like crypto or like whatever industries that are emerging, they've been around for like a decade or longer. So it's not too late, but now you see how mass adoption is working and um some things work well, some things don't work well, but really we whoever figures out how to implement this stuff is going to be ahead of it. So why we want, you don't have to use it for this YouTube University. You don't have to use AI, but it's one of those things where as humans, we get tired, we're emotional, so we're like, well, this isn't working and this isn't working, and it's like just for sparks of creativity, you're like, okay, talking to your chatbot. Well, I've tried A, B, and C, and this stuff isn't working. And then your AI chatbot, whatever you're using for your idea generation, says, "Hey, well, these are the top. These are what other. This is concepts. These are the concepts or the videos that other people in your niche are making. How about you try? Just and these things are working for these other people. So how about you try it and put your own spin on it? And then if you want to have your scripts auto-generated, AI can help you with that. Then if you really struggle with making videos, either putting your face on a video or getting, all this stuff, you can do all this stuff now with automation, but it's so can be time consuming, can be super frustrating because if you don't actually come from a background of computer science or writing website code or struggled with an inventory system, like we all have bits and pieces of technology experience in our background, and it's like you'll find that certain things, certain pieces, certain things you've done in the past, you're like, okay, I can reapply this to this AI process, this AI workflow. Oh, I was on Thursday after the conference was done. I was invited to like a private training session, and I don't I don't know if Molly is like the leading, she won an award for leading female in AI, right? And she has, but her background is um stage. She was a performer on Broadway. So I was like, okay, this is super interesting that this, married lady with kids has this huge AI Facebook group, and she charges for her classes, she charges for her time. And I see what she's doing, and she's literally saying it doesn't matter what background you're coming from, you're gonna have people who you influence. And this AI stuff, you can help people with marketing. You can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And I was watching what she was doing, and I was like, you've literally, um, she's, it's funny because she was asking who was using certain pieces of technology. I was the only one in the room putting my hand up, and I was like, oh, wow, I think I'm super far behind, based on the fact that other people are running classes and selling courses and selling programs, and they have like 1,000 people show up to a Zoom call when they're teaching every single week, right? So I think I'm behind, but I'm like, what she's been playing with for the last month or two with making automated video, like what I showed last week with copying a script into Hey Gen and having like human looking AI avatar speak the script. Well, that's literally what she's been playing with in the last 2 months. It was like, okay, for me, mentally, I'm thinking I'm behind because I see all these people with these huge audiences teaching them AI, but we're really just kind of, I'm not behind her. She just has a huge audience, and she's been teaching AI for years on Facebook, where I'm just like, okay, this is what she's doing. And I'm like, she's doing like exactly the same thing I'm doing. And just I was like, okay, this is super interesting. We're not behind. We're kind of just watching what people are doing and mimicking them and just kind of going along with the ride. But I was like the
That's
only one in the room using the exact same stuff she was doing. She's a little bit more far advanced with automation, so she can type in she's got spreadsheets with her idea, like what we started doing last week with idea generation, script generation, and copying a script into an AI video generator. She's got all that in a spreadsheet. So she's like, okay, hey, this is the software I'm using. It's generate. And then I said, well, hey, this is great that you're doing this, but did you look at um, all your ideas are coming from your chat bot. How about you go look at the YouTube algorithm and look for high high searched items in your niche that have no competition. So people are searching for stuff, and there's very little videos. There's low competition. There's very little videos regarding that niche. And she's like, I didn't know you could do that. It's like, hey, well, if you come to our class or DM me, I can give you the training that you don't have. Right? Because I'm like, looking at her spreadsheet of like thousands of ideas, the scripts, and she's just having one website talk to another to talk to another. So it's all automated. She's not manually doing any of it other than when she's teaching. She's showing how she did it. And it's like, okay, we're kind of at the same level. I just you've have this huge audience, but you're not teaching YouTube. She's not teaching YouTube. She says she sucks at YouTube. She doesn't. She's monetized, but and all her stuff's on YouTube, but that's not her thing's Facebook and just teaching people how to do this for their customers. And I was like, okay, this is super interesting. But anyway, I'm gonna go log into HeyGen here, and the script that I typed into HeyGen last time, we didn't finish watching it. Um, the concept we came up the topic I wanted a video generated for was WooCommerce, which is a e-commerce plugin
Mhm.
for WordPress, right? So I've had more communication with the person who requested help with that, and I said, "Hey, I did this research. We taught it in YouTube class where we, knew you we knew WooCommerce was an issue, and we generated like 7 or 8 steps to fix it. I passed the information on to her. Um, then she told me my suggestion was the issue with her WooCommerce was that the hosting provider is not optimized for WooCommerce, and she needed to test it switching to another email host. Of course, she didn't like that answer because she's paid for like 3 years up front of WooCom or of Bluehost hosting. And of course, my suggestion is to switch the hosting company after we did that WooCommerce research last week. So I was like, okay. I typed the script into HeyGen. HeyGen came back and told me it was too long, that the maximum it could do is 180 seconds. Julie, we don't have that issue with Syllabi, right? Syllabi will let us generate as long as possible.
Well, I haven't ran into issues because I haven't found a script longer than like even ones that chat is helping me build that's supposed to be like close to 30 minutes. The longest I've gotten is like between 15 to 20 minutes. So I haven't had any scripts longer than that. So thus far I haven't ran into any time issues. But I haven't had a script longer than that like 15 to 20-minute mark.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna share my screen at this point. It's 9:27. I know I have to do much better work at inviting people. So we'll get there. I'll figure out how to attract, as long as I do this every Saturday, I will find the way to attract people to this class. So I'm going to share this screen just to show you.
Yes.
Obviously, this is just a technical issue with all the online, all the AI video generators work differently. This is a concept we brought up that how you're playing, how no matter what you're doing in your process, no matter if it's running a business, making videos, using AI to help you, you're going to run into tech issues, and it's not something to get upset about. It's just something to accept and then say, hey, in this workflow, I just need to. My previous videos with HeyGen have all been like video sales letters or like short little 2-minute videos, which would obviously be 120 seconds. I guess 180 seconds would be 3 minutes. So, um, when you run into situations like this, it's literally just download the videos, open up a video editor, combine them. If you're wanting to automate this process, then you're just going to have to find a video editor that has an API or programming access, which would then take your videos and stitch them together. I'm not at that. I'm not at that point, but we might be there in a month or two once I have this whole process more automated than it is. So I'm gonna go to Zoom here and share my screen, and then I will show you where I am currently stuck trying to finish generating the video from last week, because I think this whole process you should be able to do um, manually video, between idea generation, doing some research on vidIQ on the back end to find high search volume, low competition on a video in your niche, and then auto generating the script and then making the video should realistically, if you're focused, take you less than an hour to do. Obviously with automation that time can be cut down quite a bit, but then the time to learn to set up automation and have it, we'll get there. Maybe my goal's teaching that within a month or two, where I've got it pat down and I know exactly which AI video generator I want to use for my stuff because I'm kind of in between three or four right now. So let me go to share screen here and um I
Well,
think
are
he
you planning?
actually.
I have a question on, are you planning with the auto generation? Because I know one of my problems and what takes up probably the most time, because it is really doable under an hour. And the more precise you are, and the more you're working with your chat and getting your script or whatever, it can be easier and easier. But I'm mainly like me going through, like with the syllabi software, I have to go put pauses in it. I don't know if that can be automated, right? Because I'm
Well, this is the thing. That's only syllabi, right? So
sorry, my other
it's
issue, sorry, before you go into that, the other thing
no.
is the those dashes and the things, right? So I've been going
I
through
think
and
I think
removing all of those, right? So that would be my
I
like,
I
are
think I
we
think
finding a
I
better software to move that to or
I
whatever?
think that's a, I think that's only an issue with syllabi because I don't have that issue at all with Hagen. Can you see my screen right now?
Yeah.
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 Okay,
Partial.
Yeah, there's the box at
partial.
the top
Okay.
again. That black
Yeah.
box that's on the top, your Zoom screen.
It's just the zoom controls. So let me see if I can move it there.
You, you,
Um,
you got rid of one, but there's still one at the top.
Yeah, just cover the website address with
At
it.
the bottom now.
Yeah,
It
now
went
it's
down.
fine. It's at the top. Well, now there's one at the bottom. So can you move it so it just covers the address, the website address, because then we can see your screen?
Well, there's actually one up there already covering
Yeah, it's true. It's over there.
there.
there's a small one up there on
Okay,
the
so do you see where it says just
Okay.
right here, generate video?
yes.
Okay. So this is where we left off last week. We had vidIQ. So vidIQ is a third-party plugin for YouTube. It generated us a script. I've gone in and edited it. This is where I didn't realize there was a time restriction to it because after it tells me right here this will use 111 seconds and I've got 19 minutes left on my account, right?
Mm.
Um, but I've chopped it down because what I did was I I typed the script in, I went to hit generate. I was hoping to have it uploaded onto our Facebook group and the YouTube group, showing an example of what I did during week 15. When I came in on Wednesday, it's like error message. It's longer than 180 seconds. And I was like, well, fuck off. Like, why didn't you tell me it was too long to be generated hit, when I copied this in and I hit generate? So I'm like, okay, obviously, that's just a technical situation I have to know for the future. Obviously I haven't had to generate a video longer than 180 seconds. And when I was talking to other people this week at the AI conference are like, yeah, just, if you're getting these error messages, just download your videos, stitch them together in a video editor. I'm like, yes, okay, that is the what people are doing. If they're automating these videos and they're finding, they brought up the thing that have a human check stuff because you can automate everything you want. However, if you don't care about quality control, then you're going to be uploading videos to Facebook, YouTube, wherever that may have voice glitches. There might be something weird. You may not care, you may care. Your audience may. It just really depends. But I'm suggesting, hey, after you have a script auto-generated, you should review it just to make sure it sounds like if you don't care, if you don't have a brand and you're just putting stuff up on YouTube, if you're just playing with this stuff to test, and you're gonna start noticing what works well and what doesn't work well, right? Um, I changed the script a little bit because I wanted it to be catchy because it's about um troubleshooting slow WooCommerce, which is a e-commerce plugin for WordPress, right? So the video title is going to be slow WooCommerce, 8-speed hacks that work. So I've edited this a little bit because I know when I upload the video, I want the hook to be got a WooCommerce issue. Um, we introduce who we are, and what bothers us is marketing companies building slow websites and e-commerce for business owners. And then so I changed a little bit of that. The hack information is all technically sound. I actually went through, remember, this is all auto-generated by vidIQ, other than me changing the introduction to say, hey, it's, Lucy from Don't Get Hacked, Cybersecurity in Dubai, blah, blah, blah. Anything with the hack information, hack one, check this, hack two, check this. All that stuff was generated by vidIQ automatically. I have not edited any of this because I went through it and I'm like, it's technically all accurate. So I think it sounds fine. I read through it. I obviously wanted the video to be generated already, but it's not because it's throwing an error message. The only thing I added to it was I clicked on captions. I dragged the caption right here, and I'm just gonna hit generate now. It's missing a little bit at the end because I cut it out. So I might get rid of this part because it's literally just an instruction, but I want it to be in the captions. So the ending of the video, I cut out two or three paragraphs because obviously it was running longer than 180 seconds. So I'm just gonna hit generate here and
Well, I think it's interesting because kind of going back to how these
yeah.
how they're the workaround is cut and paste together, right? Like it's kind of like
Well,
this
it's
thing that
always
no
cut and
matter
paste. So,
how
but
much we advance, we're still back to cut and paste. Seriously.
We're
literally, that was
reliable.
a running trend on the. That was a running comment on. So I don't know because I just hit. See, it's been saying this all week. It's like one of your scenes exceeds 180 seconds. So I don't know if this is going to actually generate or if I have to
Well,
no, I don't want to share it. I want to fix it.
why don't you put it into chat GPT and say, hey, I have a problem with this thing being over 180 seconds. Is there anything we can do about it?
Well,
I'm wondering if
just
that
gonna go back and redo it.
I'm wondering if there's something else that's giving that triggering that
Yeah.
issue. I wonder if it actually is over that length or not, because I wonder if it actually is like not something else that's triggering the issue that Mike's just found. And I'm like I know
Well, it might be, as I said, well, as you can tell, there's special characters in this, all this text.
Mm.
and that was what I was
So
wondering. And
if
I
it
was
lets
wondering
me
if
copy,
any of it was triggering the glitch, right? And so it's doesn't know how to read it, and the only error message it knows how to give is 100 over these seconds or whatever.
well,
Right? I don't know.
that's fine. I'm gonna copy and paste it, and we'll just find out because the training I was getting this week, everybody's using this for all their, and I was like, okay, wow, because I've seen this conference in DC I went to this week. I just met all these people in first week of May this year, so they're all brand new to me. I've been following them all, and I'm like, holy crap, they output a ton of video every single week. And I'm like, it is all freaking auto generated. It's all through this platform because I was watching, they were showing their back end systems. They're like, hey, we're using 11. They don't like voice cloning through this, so they're actually using 11 labs, which and I'm like, okay, this is everybody's using this precise software, but I'm like, they're literally generating videos and stitching, you can use AI for a ton of stuff, but you still need a human to go through it and check it for quality assurance and verify things are being generated properly, right? So
You know who will make a lot of
Uh,
money is the person that gets the AI all to work together much more seamlessly. So
well,
having a good voice
it
generator and then a good video generator, and when like it's the best of all the creations come together, that's when we'll win. But obviously we're kind of in like the VHS versus beta or the DVD versus what was the competition for the DVD? It was Oh, I can't remember. Was it the blue? No, Blu-ray came after. Was it Blu-ray and something else that was competing?
No,
Raise.
it was HD DVD versus Blu-ray.
Yes. Yes.
The only reason Blu-ray won was because of Sony and their PlayStation.
So it's going to be who, well, I'm hoping who actually wins is actually the better software because I'm tired of it just being based on brands and who gets the better sales pitch. I want better software. That's just my opinion. As a side note.
Yeah, it was VHS and Beta.
So you can kind of
Okay,
see the
so
trend of
this since this
technology, right?
generate, let me just give this a new title here. Um, WooCommerce 111 seconds. I'll just see if it generates something new. It may just not like the fact that I'm using the same name. I've only
That's
been using this off and on since November, so it's not been a year yet. See, okay, and then it came back with a new. Oh, I didn't even make a brand new video. Okay, then
mm.
we'll just hit create video. It does not want to do what I want to do. That's fine.
You can't ask this thing
Okay,
questions, right?
so um, there might be help in here. I have to remember what I think I told you I was lazy. I just chose literally the first female in the list.
That's okay when you're just testing it out and see what works and what don't. You got to
Yeah,
find.
the videos I've done, the video, there's a couple with her on that are marked as private because they're part of the don't get hacked training for our customers. So they're not public yet. I was hoping to have it public, but obviously this test that we did last week is having a little bit of an issue with the length of video in this generation software until somebody comes by and tells me I'm doing this wrong. But when I'm in a room of all these AI people, there's literally like two or three people using this. You're just like, okay, wow, okay, it's um, let's see. It doesn't matter what the title is because we're gonna give a different title when we upload it. There we go. Perfect. So with this software, Julie, I know I just find that it's just really the spacing, I don't have to add pauses or anything in here. So if I want longer delay between words, I just format this like a traditional letter would read. So I just want to see how long it thinks it actually here. Let's add the caption
Maybe
because
that
even obviously what I'm doing right now is I'm just dragging and dropping, but what Molly showed me in Thursday was that you can actually make a template in this software and you can have like you know, you could actually make custom she makes custom videos for her students where she'll drop like placeholder here and then a placeholder down here. So up here it says their name. Like you can actually customize these backgrounds quite a bit, but of course I've just been touching you know,
Is that pretty much like a watermark
I haven't
then?
learned all the,
Is that what essentially she's being?
yeah, because you would give this box like a variable name and it would just replace like you can I think she said for like a month she's been testing it. Of course, she's got employees. She's got virtual assistants. So she's like, okay, we're gonna do this. And then she shows somebody the process and they revise it. But I
mm,
was like, okay, she's got as I told you, I think her AI stars class is like $500 a month and they just have weekly Zoom calls. But she'll actually help you with your stuff. So it was interesting because she's the one. She's like, you should come hang out with us in November in California, and I'm like, okay. I just met you. Here's an invite to come to California. Okay.
Five
Okay. Let me
thousand,
just see
5,000 mile
something
trip.
here.
Are you struggling with that font?
Well, we were already planning to go to Quartzsite in November. As soon as after we go to Canada and deal with the trailer and the house, we're gonna head back south anyway. So I don't know if that black text is gonna be okay because I
That's
just want the.
that's not gonna read. How come you wasn't able to update the whole text? You need to highlight it all when you go do that edit?
Well,
Is
no, it's because the word she's speaking gets highlighted. Like
uh
that purple box is gonna move.
okay. But that black is really
But
bad.
it's weird right now because
Can you make
no, I
that
know. I just it's usually a different color,
white,
and right
white?
now it's showing me it's like 4 minutes, 4 minutes long for some reason. Okay, let me fix that color. Oh, oh, that's why because I usually have the last one white. Okay, why is it black? There, that's fine. Okay.
Oh, that was bothering me so much, Mike. You don't understand.
Hey, because you're straining your eyes trying to see.
Well, I was just trying to
You
figure out.
can't see it on
I didn't.
yours.
I obviously haven't played. I haven't played with the I didn't realize I had to choose that particular circle to change the color. I've just been clicking on it. Like I've made a bunch of videos. I've not perfected the color of the captions.
What if you take the blue off the gut?
Well, I
That
just want the
that work?
you mean that square box?
Yeah, because that's what's making that blue, I believe, is the first dot.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted a like a highlighter to show you what word
Oh,
she's speaking if just so you can keep
okay.
track. That's okay. This is just a test. I just want to see if I go to generate this, if the script is still too long, because I obviously I'm running into this thing where PageGen does not want longer than 180 seconds. And that preview just showed me 4 minutes. But when I had edited the script before, it showed me 100. Yeah, so it's saying 107 seconds. So this one should render fine.
Is
Um,
FPS.
I think it would really just be when you get into the habit of using something like this, if it wants to be automated, you just have to make sure that um the pacing of the words is, you don't want it doesn't matter even if you're speaking it or you're using an AI avatar to read it. Pacing is going to be what makes it either interesting or not interesting, right?
Yeah, that means a
That's
lot.
fine. This is a different paragraph. And I learned because I did not vidIQ auto-generating the script taught me a lot about WordPress. Because this is exactly what I did to tell her that she just needed a better hosting software. So I'm wondering if me adding spaces in is going to change the length of this.
Adding
Because it said
spaces,
107 seconds.
adding spaces, it seems like it would probably that would be like a pause, wouldn't it?
It's weird because it just reduced it. It said that's weird. So I don't even really know until I hit submit because it went from 100. All I've done is add spaces between the lines and it went from 107 it went from 107-second estimation to 82.
Mike, I don't know if you were here struggling to get on the meeting, but as I told
What?
David, the tech weirdness is on like peak par. So if things don't make sense, especially right now, that makes sense that it makes no sense.
Okay, there's hack
How
number
is it gonna
two.
read? How is it gonna read that dash? Because you got like that PHP
I
7.
don't know. It hasn't generated this video yet. So what I'm saying is I have to either get on camera, read this myself. I want to be able to automate these videos, especially when there's just generic tech support. So when we have somebody in the future, I've dealt with a ton of WordPress issues over 10 years. MupoEntertainment.com sites in WordPress. So I'm just like, hey, I wanted to see how accurate last week. Um, I wanted to see if we had vidIQ auto generate scripts for videos based on what's being searched for on YouTube. I
Mhm.
wanted to see how accurate the script would be. And then I'm like, okay, well, this is actually quite technically it's accurate. However, how are words going to come out. I know how Syllabi would read this. I'd have to heavily edit it for Syllabi, but
Get
the
rid of your
previous
dash
videos
after
I've
fonts.
generated.
Sorry, I'm listening
Sorry?
to you. After fonts, there's another dash. Get rid of it. Swap to system fonts. You went to, yeah. Keep going. It's after the 150 or so 450 ms. Then it's the next line under. Yeah, right there. And then your dash. Because I'm gonna say it's probably gonna have struggles. I feel like if syllabi has struggles with the reading that, those
Yeah,
dash.
but no, I said this one. I've already had dashes in it. This one skips it. I'm saying Syllabi's got fundamental programming issues in there that you have to use you have to add in a pause for it to pause.
Mhm.
I've already done a whole bunch of videos with this system. I just haven't made any this long. So I just want to see how she reads it. But obviously the length is an issue. So next week will be, hey, we're gonna do this. I'll test this out all this week, and then maybe I'll record a standalone video this week just to go over what I was actually gonna go over today. But that's okay. I really just wanted the words to show up in the as the captions, and then this whole thing is just going to be added into the description of the video, so the tech support troubleshooting steps are actually available. Because I actually made 8 hacks. It only generated seven, and I added a number eight to it, which is now not in the script because the video is too long. Unless I go rewrite this, but then there's no point in automating a script if I have to go and rewrite the whole thing. So
Or you have to take out and make the top five, and then I don't know, do a follow-up one with two more hacks.
yeah, it's just testing to see how long you can make a video, and then getting into the okay. Shorter. Just with it's weird. So
One
That is
one
weird.
second shorter. It went from 82 to 81.
you went from 111 down to the 80s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to the 82,
Yeah.
and now it's down to 81. Yeah. Well, pretend like that makes sense. Pretend.
Another error. Because obviously cannot
It doesn't like it.
It says contact us. Maybe they, I don't know.
I'm gonna cut out everything other than the like first paragraph.
Yeah,
Did not have this issue at all like in my video sales letter ones that were like a minute and a half. So I'm just wondering if it's special character. So I'll cut out everything after hack two, starting with hack two, cut all this out. Okay.
just copy it and put it someplace else. That way you can add it back in once you figure it out.
I think I've already got the whole thing backed up somewhere.
Always have three
Okay.
backups, Mike. Three backups.
I think that's the whole one. That's the whole script right there.
Maybe take that out. See if that's what's causing problems. Just copy and put it someplace where you can save it.
Okay, so then if we go into here, okay, that's titled down to first paragraph. I'll hit generate. Let's see if it throws up because I have not removed any if I did not remove any of the quotes or the pound symbol. So that is an issue that um it's funny because vidIQ generated that whole thing. So it put in the pounds and all the quotes and all that stuff. But of course, it's probably expecting you to be reading it off a script rather than typing it into an AI video generator. So this one's showing. I kind of That's weird. I think that the estimation is completely off because with all that text in there, it was at 80 seconds, and with this text in there, we've cut out 90% of it. It's still showing 50 seconds.
Hmm.
So I think the time estimation is completely wrong.
I feel like that is a syllabi on a regular basis. It tells me I'm like 5 minutes and some, and it runs and it's like 2 minutes and a half. So I've had the same thing with syllabi.
And now it's making it. So I didn't cut out any weird characters. It's just the length. It's not estimating the well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll just test. 34%.
At least it made it over that hurdle.
Well, then it's really just length, not being able to estimate length. Because I'm thinking all the other okay, any of um videos of me, I spoke read a script on my phone. I recorded the audio from my phone and I just slapped that on my face. And anything I just copied it. So and they didn't give me any error messages of length. So it was at so I just got the luck of the draw when I copy and pasted scripts in while I was making short 2 minute videos that there was nothing over length.
Oops, we lost him.
Yes, we did lose him. And I'll make sure he knows. I assume he knows he's been lost. Oh yeah, I think I was kicked off. Uh,
Have you guys been hearing my thundering?
Thundering? Like lightning?
Yeah.
No, no, it's sunny out. It's actually really nice today here.
Well, I did my walk. It kind of sprinkled a little bit, but not that bad. But once we got on here, um, it really started coming down.
Oh, wow. Well, you're getting all the rain.
Yeah.
Rain time, rain time. I don't know. It's sunny here. It's really really nice here. I
Good.
can't complain. So Mike says, yeah, he was kicked off. Okay. Um, it's fun. The tech gremlins, like seriously, like right on time.
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask if he's gonna come back on or if we should end it.
Yeah, okay.
We'll see what he says. See if he wants to come back on. So it is interesting hitting limitations with all the different systems because that is like I said to Mike, I'm like it is a little frustrating. That's how I feel. Is that I'm like it gets frustrating learning things and finding all the flaws in the different things and being like, well, I like this part on this one. I like this part on this one. Can somebody, merge those together and take the best of the best and then we can go forward, right?
Yeah.
No, because it's not going to be that way since these are all separate companies and engineers change from one company to another. So it's just a matter of
It depends on who buys who.
you being confident and learning software and workflow and just riding the wave because you know what? In 3 months, it's going to be something different
Yeah,
because what
it's
we've
annoying.
been,
It's
what,
annoying. That's all I can
well,
say.
yeah, but this is the whole way technology adoption works because when personal computers came out, it's this company versus this company. This one goes bankrupt. It's like what computer brands did we have in the late mid to late 90s that were non-existent by 2005?
Web browsers? Does
Gateway
anybody
Computer,
use Internet
Compaq.
Explorer? Was it Internet Explorer? That was like one of the first
Well,
ones.
no, it's because Microsoft gave up with Internet Explorer and licensed Chrome, so they made Edge. So Edge on Windows 10 and 11 is just Chrome with Microsoft's paint job on it. And then the new browser, um, there's a Asian AI company trying to buy because Google's going through antitrust rulings in Europe right now, so the European Union's trying to break Google down because they're too big, right? There is a new AI company that just bid a couple $1 billion for Google Chrome, and it's funny because they've made their own browser called Comet, which is really just an AI browser or it's got AI features built into it. It's just Chrome with a different paint job on it. So they're trying to raise all this capital money over in Asia and use international courts to force Google to sell off Chrome because maybe some other company would be a better custodian of Chrome than Google is. But
I
so
guess
it's
you point out a good point is that we don't really want monopolies on anything. However, it
well, and
yes, there
Microsoft's
is
already and
frustration
Microsoft.
with figuring out how different each software is and how we have to constantly adapt because something can come up like one that wasn't as good suddenly has an advancement and is good again, and then something you're using is no longer really that great, right? And then you're constantly having to adapt, right? I guess that's what we're forced to do, so yay. Are you going to show us, did
Well,
you
and it's
end up
just
getting, did the video render then? Are you able to show us
I
that?
don't know because I don't even know why I'm getting kicked off the internet because I got full bars here. So I was like, okay, let me go and share my screen and then I'll go find out because I was trying to get back onto Zoom.
Yeah, the company I worked for, we didn't get our what you call dumb terminals until May of '75.
Hmm.
That's when we went off the
It's just sitting there.
key punch cards.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So you look at that and you're
It's
like,
just,
wow, how much advancement has happened over these years, right? And
Mm,
now we're at, like, again, it's another turning point with AI because it's a great tool and it's like getting to teach people how to use it properly and then being willing to constantly be adaptable, that there's probably never going to be a perfect situation, but working with what we've got and doing the best, right? But all I can think of is the AI, I'm sure you see the commercials that you want to be the most dangerous person in the room with your AI challenge, right? And it's like
mm,
this weird thing of this underlying psychology of like trying to make AI dangerous. And then I'm like, it's only dangerous if you're mirroring that you want to be dangerous. Because in reality, using it and learning how to use all these different tools is fantastic, except for they're constantly changing. And that's really it, right? So even if you learn
yeah.
something, you've got to be adaptable, that those are just bases. And once you learn how to learn them, everything just changes. You just find out like this timing problems where we haven't had that on our syllabi end, right? So then it's like, okay, well, pros and cons. Want to make a longer video? Syllabi is going to be a little bit better for that. If you want to make shorter videos, this is really great software right now. So that's, I guess, the judgment in at this end depends on what your need is. Is
Mm,
that essentially it?
well, it's really just what type of videos, because syllabi is going to be it's images, right? So they're the it's just rotating through. They're not stock images technically, but it's like you got a different type, couple different styles of animation, and it's just swapping out. Um,
Yes. Yeah, that is true. And
there, there, there's
you can add a little,
there is
but
there
limited.
is others. Um, I found tools this week. I was introduced to some tools that are supposed to be like an interface. It's a website, and you can choose if you want. It's you can choose what AI video system you want. So if it's HeyGen or Syllabi or Google or the other one, there's a bunch of these AI video tools. They all work differently. They all have different. Obviously, HeyGen is it's still rendering. Um I scrolled down, so I think the longest one I made was 2 minutes. It was like 2 minutes 42 seconds. So obviously I was close to that 3 minute maximum and not realizing it on my past videos I've generated. And this one's still it's progressing. So
Oh,
um I
it
think what
does.
I'll do then this week is I will get that whole, because I don't even know what it's going to sound like based on the structure vidIQ wrote, because any of these other videos are scripts that I had ChatGPT write for me. All these ones were chat all these ones where a business coach said, "Hey, do 5 days of um training, or 5 different days of a 5 day challenge for your customers, do training." I took his words, I put it in through ChatGPT, went through it. Obviously, they're shorter scripts. So these ones, the WooCommerce stuff that I had auto generated from vidIQ, I've not successfully made the. Oh, I think it's finished now. It came out at a minute and 17 seconds. And what was it saying before? 80 seconds and 50 seconds.
Mhm.
So it ended up being 77.
Yeah,
That was actually pretty accurate on the second estimate then. That was impressive, I guess.
yeah, because it said 81 and it came out to 77, which is actually lower yet. Okay, what's she gonna say?
Oh, I probably go share this. So, not in the class, but I'm just gonna listen to this and just. I'll see if I get kicked off Zoom or not. Can you still see the video?
I can see the video.
Yeah.
Got a WooCommerce issue?
And now it's just buffering.
Yeah, it's kind of blurry now.
Got a WooCommerce issue? Hello, it's Lucy from the Don't Get Hacked cybersecurity office in Dubai. We 24/7 technology support to business owners globally. You know what bothers my boss Mike Duffy the most? Marketing companies building slow websites and e-commerce for business owners. Got WooCommerce? Is it slow? We hear this a lot today. I'm providing you with insider knowledge, all the hacks that we use at Don't Get Hacked Cybersecurity to fix WordPress and WooCommerce on client stores that reduce load times from 10 seconds to instantaneous hack number
Okay,
one.
that word has to be changed because you can't pronounce it. So, anyway,
Well, just so you know, it's frozen. I could hear it, but I couldn't see any of the images changed.
yeah, well, I know I don't like playing these in the browser. I like downloading them and playing them on my computer because I don't find any of these web video things work real time. So, of course, it comes down to quality, right? Idea generation, making the script, either recording the video yourself with you reading the script, having an AI generator read it, and then seeing if you're actually happy with the output, right? And if not, go regenerate it. Because whatever you're putting up is a reflection of what you want your audience to see. So, anyway, I will get this WooCommerce video finished this week and uploaded and make sure there's a couple things with pacing. I want like I want less words on the caption. I want to, and I obviously want her to be able to pronounce. It's funny because I think when I was generating videos before, I think in syllabi, I couldn't get "don't get hacked" to be said properly, but in HeyGen, the business name's always said properly. So it's just interesting because, I don't have to necessarily be the face of the business. We can have English male or male female English. We can have a bunch of different avatars and a bunch of different languages, et cetera, et cetera. So, but I thought, hey, the business name's kind of if you're natively English speaker, you're gonna be able to see it and say it properly. But is an AI avatar going to be able to say "don't get hacked" properly? Obviously, the word instantaneous, she's not able to say, so I'm going to go change that to a different word. But that was a word that came right out of vidIQ. I didn't put it there, so just learning these systems and learning what punctuation throws them off. The pitch and the pacing of the speech is important because you want people to, even if it looks AI generated, if it doesn't sound necessarily AI generated, that's going to be something that would throw somebody off as if the words are said improperly or whatever. But I'm going to make sure that the whole script is in the description of the YouTube video because I want to make more of these do-it-yourself troubleshooting videos. But it's nice if I can just have the script generated, the video generated, and I don't need to necessarily be part of recording the whole thing because it's just for um, people on YouTube to find these step-by-step instructional videos and then learn to know, like, and trust our brand. So they're like, if they can, if they get helped by these videos, then they'll just keep coming back, learning more, right? So anyway, it's 10:15. I gotta go walk into this conference because now I've missed a bit of it. I missed it yesterday, and missed a bit of it this morning, and I haven't even seen anybody except Jeremy and Stephanie this morning. So I will see you all next Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, and we will get this whole process down to an hour so we can generate idea, generate a script, have a video generated and uploaded to YouTube. That's our goal, is to showcase how you can do this in under an hour. And we know with Hey Gen, the video's got to be less than 3 minutes. So
Yeah, she
we'll
finally
get we'll
cleared.
get we'll get it figured out sooner,
Yeah.
and then we can go. I wanted to make more videos for all the other channels I've got to make videos for, but I will talk to everyone later. Thank you for showing up.
All right. You take it
Bye.
easy and have a good day. Both you guys.
Thanks.
Bye.